Israel Pointer. When Israel Pointer showed up for his trial, Pointer was told his bond had been revoked and he was heading back to jail. In footage from the surveillance cameras, Pointer is shown grappling with and twice escaping jail deputies. After running out of the courtroom, he is shown cornered and with his hands behind his back outside of an elevator. He then is seen spinning around and jetting off down the hallway before jail deputies cornered him yet again, but Pointer slipped away. Footage from another camera then shows him encountering Oklahoma City County District Attorney David Prater and several other attorneys, who tackled the young man and pinned him to the ground. Pointer is currently charged with 1 count of possession of a firearm and 1 count of robbery of a firearm. Judge Mindy Glazer.
Nautilus from middle school.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
I'm sorry to see you there. I always wondered what happened to you, sir.
Oh my goodness.
Arthur Booth was arrested after being spotted driving a car that matched the description of one involved in the robbery and causing a police chase when he refused to stop for officers. He was charged with various counts of burglary, grand theft, reckless driving, leaving the scene of a crash, fleeing from an officer, criminal mischief, and resisting arrest without violence, and appeared before Judge Mindy Glazer shortly afterwards in Miami-Dade Bond Court. Judge Mindy Glazer was presiding over a bond hearing for Arthur Booth. During the hearing, Glazer had an interesting question. "Mr. Booth, I have a question for you," Glazer asked. "Did you go to Nautilus for middle school?" Booth broke down in tears. Booth was 49 at the time of his arrest in 2015, but years earlier, he had attended Nautilus Middle School, the same school Glazer attended. Both were once promising students of Miami Beach's Nautilus Middle School. The video had been seen millions of times since then, but just the other day, the two were reunited again after Booth was released from jail. Both were once promising students of Miami Beach's Nautilus Middle School. The video had been seen millions of times since then, but just the other day, the two were reunited again after Booth was released from jail.
See you succeed. Don't let us down.
I won't. I promise not to.
Tracy Hunter. Hunter had earlier been convicted of a felony count of unlawful interest in a public contract in 2014 and given the 6-month sentence. The case was linked to an incident in which the Associated Press reports Hunter shared a confidential document with her brother, who faced a disciplinary hearing in his government job. Her attorney maintained she did nothing illegal, yet she was convicted and her appeals denied. The sentence was delayed to allow for Hunter's appeal, but she ended up losing, which prompted Monday's hearing. Supporters wearing t-shirts bearing the ex-judge's name screamed out after the sentence was handed down. Video showed people jumping out of their seats and yelling at the judge and court staff. A woman wearing a Justice for Judge Hunter shirt rushed at officers after the sentencing and was quickly taken into custody. In the chaos, Hunter, showing little emotion, when deputies approached Hunter to remove her from the courtroom, she went limp and was dragged out of court. Brain Taylor. Can you sing your way out of a prison sentence? Probably not, but that didn't stop Brian Earl Taylor from trying. Taylor, 21, had a sentencing for unlawful imprisonment and carrying a concealed weapon. He was arrested in November after police found him struggling with another man and holding a gun to his abdomen in Ypsilanti, Michigan. At the time of his arrest, police said Taylor had multiple felony warrants and was on parole. Washtenaw County Trial Court Judge Darlene O'Brien told CNN that in criminal cases, defendants have a right to say something before their sentencing. To plead his case, Taylor broke out in an apologetic song with original lyrics that seemed to be inspired by Adele's Hello in an Ann Arbor, Michigan court.
I wanna say I'm sorry for the things I've done. I'm sorry. Oh.
In his song, Taylor also apologized to the victim and his mother. After he finished, he asked for a shorter sentence of 36 months, but his crimes warranted a much longer sentence. Taylor's talent apparently didn't help his case. He has been sentenced up to 17 years in prison. Cyrus Matthew. A 19-year-old facing road rage charges has bolted out of an Ohio courtroom and led police on a high-speed chase just moments after he was given his prison sentence. Cyrus Matthews of Cleveland had just been sentenced to 60 days in jail when he simply walked out of the Wadsworth Municipal Court. He was caught on courtroom cameras looking around immediately after his sentence was read out before quickly making his escape. He was caught on courtroom cameras looking around immediately after his sentence was read out before quickly making his escape. Matthews wasn't handcuffed, and there were no police in the courtroom. A bailiff had to chase him, and the stunned judge yelled out for Matthews to come back. He took off at speeds of up to 90 miles per hour before he slammed into an SUV carrying a family of 3 on State Route 261 near I-76. Matthews then lost control of his car and hit a Speedway gas station sign, causing it to crash to the ground. The couple and their baby in the SUV were injured, but not seriously, in the crash and were taken to the hospital for treatment. Matthews and his female passenger were both trapped and had to be cut out of their vehicle. Police would not reveal the woman's name or her medical condition. Matthews was treated in hospital before being transported to the Medina County Jail on felony escape and fleeing and eluding charges. He will begin serving his initial jail sentence while he awaits his new court proceedings. Nicholas Garrison. Nicholas Garrison was sentenced to 6 months in jail for a meth possession charge. Video from inside the Highland County Courthouse in Hillsboro, Ohio, shows Garrison getting taken into custody, then bolting outside the room. The video showed Garrison breaking away from officers as they attempted to handcuff him at the back of the courtroom. He dashed for a door leading to a stairway at the front of the courtroom, with 3 officers in pursuit. As Garrison rounded a banister at the top of the steps and headed down them, Deputy Ben Reno leapt over the banister in an attempt to grab Reno. He barely missed, hit his head on the wall on the other side of the steps, then slid limply down the steps on his back, coming to a rest on a landing where the steps take a turn. Deputies got several tips that Garrison was in Clinton County. They got a search warrant and deputies arrested Garrison at a motel in Clinton County. He was taken to the Highland County Jail. Garrison would now face new charges stemming from his escape. He faces up to a year in jail and a maximum fine of $2,500. Jason Howard. This is Jason Howard. He was facing trial for killing his ex-girlfriend and her 3 children. While he stood handcuffed in a courtroom, one man reached over the banister that separates attorneys from the public to beat the defendant, and another man jumped the banister and punched Howard after court officers pulled off the first attacker. Howard, 24, tried to dodge the punches. He is shown on the video sitting speechless after both attackers were restrained. Hanzu is a cousin, and West is a brother of Jamelia West, 27, who was slain in Columbus in June with her daughter. That was it for today's video. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button.